Hello and welcome to my live stream. It's been a while since I did this, but thank you guys for joining. I really wanted to do a live session on passive income and 5 ways that truck drivers are earning passive income right now in 2025. The times have changed. Things are very different than they were 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Everybody's looking for, a side hustle on top of what they're already doing. Everyone's looking at, more creative ways. Being an owner operator, being a, company driver, lease operator, things are tough out there. The freight rates are very, very low, and drivers, owner operators, they're thinking of, what else can we be doing? Some creative ways to create ourselves some passive income. A lot of drivers are thinking, I need to come out of the driver's seat and maybe I could do something a little bit more that has more earning potential. So today we're going to talk exactly about that. So 5 ways that truck drivers are earning passive income and what we could be doing to kind of set and gear up our future a little bit better. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, so first of all, hello to everybody that joined. Again, I'm going to go over some of these points. If you have some questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll do to the best of my ability. I'll answer the questions. So first, we're going to talk about some passive income ideas and what other people are doing. Hello, life is a highway. Hi to you too. So first thing we're going to talk about is this whole concept of dispatch service and dispatching from home. I mean, I'm starting to see a huge trend in owner operators or company drivers or former drivers becoming dispatchers, and I'm starting to see this whole trend on dispatching services from home. So basically, it is a dispatch service. You can work for any owner operator that has his own authorities. You can book loads for them. And what they do is they find the best loads for, multiple owner operators. Now, I started seeing a lot of ads for dispatch service. Sometimes I would give the company a call and I wonder a little bit more about their service and how it works. So basically, they find you loads and you pay a cut, or the owner operator pays a cut of 6% of a load. Now, an owner operator today, I would say at the bare minimum should be grossing out $22,500. Multiply that by 6%. That's $1,350 per truck. Now, if you have 5 trucks, well, now you have yourself a pretty decent salary at $6,750. Now, I'm starting to see a lot more of these pop-ups. A lot more. I talked to a woman the other day that she has a dispatch service. She's got 8 or 9 owner operators. She's doing very well for herself. She's charging 6%. I've seen the companies that also charge 7%, and I've also seen the ones that charge about 5%. So I guess it depends on your experience. Is it hard to find owner operators to dispatch? I mean, I'm seeing the pop-ups that they are getting by, and they are finding ways and creative ways to get to onboard owner operators and lease operators in order to, especially the owner operators, in order to dispatch them. And then they start scaling. So 4 or 5 months down the road, they start getting another dispatcher and taking another 7, 8 owner operators on themselves. So it's a really, really creative idea that's come probably in the last maybe 2 years, but I'm seeing a lot more of it lately. So that, I think, is really a great creative idea on what they can on something that you can do as passive income. Now, for those of you that want a little bit more information about this, I did put together a guide on truckingacademy.us. It's a free guide. It's 10 steps to start a truck dispatch service from home. So you can basically just follow it along. I think you'll enjoy it. It's free, so you can just download it. I'll put it in the link. I'll put a link right now. Just want to have some, before I go into the next topic, I just want to say hello to everybody that's that's saying hello to me. Hello to you guys, mainly because the shippers are starting to use the load boards. So that's right. I mean, we are having a hard time today, or a harder time, because a lot of the shippers are starting to use the load boards themselves. But again, there's still a huge demand for the drivers, for the trucks, for the owner operators, for the lease operators, for small fleets. I mean, these are all great ideas. Where is it? So I just put it in the comments below. In the comments, all you have to do is click that link, go into the 10 steps to start a truck dispatch It is a guide, and it's a dispatch service from home, and then it'll walk you through it. The next thing we're going to talk about for passive income that I see, which I can see this, people starting out part-time while still working in their truck. I see people that are doing more of this, and that is freight brokering. So one of the cool things about freight brokering is you could do it, at your own pace, at your own time. The cold calling to manufacturing plants, the shippers, the receivers. It's really, really, really great, and there's a lot of income to be made here. So yes, the first 2, 3, 4 months maybe might be challenging. Now you don't have to have a truck. You're basically the middleman between the shippers and the carriers. You have you start off with the shippers list, with contacting manufacturing plants, getting on their carrier list, and then or their freight broker list, and then they send you things to quote on, and then with the load boards you can quote on them. But just to give you an example, I mean, the freight brokers, I think we all know how much freight brokers make, but even at the bare minimum, if they're making 10% on a load, and each load on average is about $2,500, that's $250 per load. Multiply that by, I don't know, maybe 5 loads, or 5 loads a week, that's $1,250 a week. Multiply that by 4.2, that's $5,250 per month. So I truly believe that this is a great way to go, and you can start it part-time. Even if you're a truck driver, even if you're an owner operator, you can start with the cold calling. You can start educating yourself on how to become a freight broker. There's something called freight agents also, where you don't have to open up your own brokerage. You can work under somebody else's authorities, and build your book of business that way. We also do offer a freight brokerage course, but we also do have a free PDF on the 10 steps to launching a freight broker business from home. So again, for those of you that are interested in the freight brokerage, either some people are interested in dispatching, some other people are interested in becoming a freight broker. There's another guide for you on a free guide for 10 steps to launch your freight broker business. It'll go through the steps on what you need to do in order to open up your brokerage. But again, sometimes you'll start a freight broker course, and you'll understand that maybe you don't want to open up your own brokerage. You're good with working as a freight agent for somebody else, because this way you don't have so much upfront costs. So the great thing about becoming a freight agent is that you don't have all these upfront costs in setting up your brokerage, and having a bond and your insurance. So that's number 2. So number 1 we had was opening up the dispatch service. Number 2, becoming a freight broker, either part-time or full-time, or starting it part-time, getting into it full-time, and that will kind of get you out of that driver's seat. Some people enjoy the driver's seat, and they just want a little bit more of a passive income. They might stumble upon their 3-4 customers. They'll service them while even still being on the road. And that would be a great addition to your income. So I'm going to go over some of the comments. Hey, Ronan, who is handling the repairs on the road for your trucks? Do you have a team prepared? Blown tires. So yes, we do have our own fleet here, guys. So this live session is all about passive income, and it is about great ways. So if you guys have comments on passive income, I'd love to hear it. Okay, I'm looking for a lease. To lease a reefer instead of purchasing one. Okay, so guys, again, this live session is all about passive income and what we can do as truck drivers, owner operators, lease operators, even small fleet owners, what we can do in order to kind of generate a little bit more income. Is it possible to be a carrier and a freight agent? So a lot of the freight brokers will not give you work as a trucking company if they see that you have an active brokerage. But yes, you can be a carrier, and you can have and you can also be a freight agent. It might be a conflict of interest, but if you are a carrier and you want to start as a freight agent, I'm sure it can be done. Now, if you do want to get a little bit more in detail, or if you do want to see a little bit more about what some courses have, I can link up a couple of courses. One of them is the dispatch course, and that's for anybody who wants to open up their own trucking company or wants to do this dispatch service. But I can also link up the freight broker course, and I'll put the links in the description. Okay. I'm just here to listen. Thank you for staying on topic and not going off topic. Not a problem. On a truck. Okay. All right. Let's get into number 3. So there are a lot of people that are truck drivers and owner operators and are thinking maybe to open up their small fleet. Um, now the secondary question that I usually get thrown at me all the time: Hey, Ronan, is this a really good time to open a fleet? We are hearing, a ton of stuff. We hear a lot of stuff about the economy, but it not being so good, and the freight rates are horrible. I just want you guys all to know that if you do the right things, you can still be profitable in this, horrible economy. But I want to promise you one thing, that for those that are thinking of jumping into it today and in this tough economy, if you're able to survive the tough economy, there is only one place for you to go, and that's only up. Because I feel like we're already hitting the bottom. For those that learn to survive with these rates the way they are right now, and you can be profitable with these rates, you just need, a proper mentor. Maybe you guys need just some, guidance. Maybe, you need to look a little bit more on fuel consumption and a little bit more on, profitability. But once you are able to be profitable in this economy, no economy is going to take you down. So, it's only going to get better from here. The rates are only going to go up. You'll be more and more profitable if you learn to survive right now. Now, a lot of people want to come into the industry and open up a small fleet. They're waiting for the rates to go up to 225 or 230. Well, what I've seen over the years is, rates can come up, and then people will flood into our industry. And then once they're here, the next time the rates go down, that's when they get flushed out of the industry. So, there's pluses and minuses to coming in at when the freight rates are great. You will never learn to grind the system, and you will never learn to be profitable when freight rates are low. So if you know how to grind the system when freight rates are low, you will survive, any economy moving forward. So opening up a small fleet can be extremely profitable, even if, the freight rates are low. You start off with 1 or 2 trucks, you kind of grow your fleet into 3, 4, and 5 trucks. You being the dispatcher, you being a part of safety and compliance, you're an ex-driver. You've always wanted to open up your fleet. You're an entrepreneur. You can get it. You can do it, as long as, it's very important to have the right people beside you. And I feel like, if any of you guys are interested in the mentorship sessions, I do give mentorship sessions for anybody who is taking our dispatch course or anybody who's purchasing our freight brokerage course. There are weekly mentorship sessions with both those courses. And you can also just sign up without taking a dispatch course. You can sign up to the mentorship sessions. And if you have any questions that you want to ask me, whether it's on fuel consumption, the type of trucks to buy, how to finance trucks, how to kind of scale. There's a mathematical formula to scaling your business. And if you knew the formula and how to do it right, and somebody can guide you, then, you can be successful in our industry. Can drivers participate in these options to boost income? Absolutely. Hey, Ronan, let's see some of the comments. Many brokers will not work with you if you have a brokerage, correct? And a separate carrier authority. I see that all the time, yes. Weather storm. Okay, I know owner operators that can get $10,000 per load. Freight isn't cheap. People are just in the wrong sector. Yeah, listen, if you're willing to do the wide loads or over dimensional, sure. But not a lot of people are willing to do that. Stand tall through it all. Yes. What sector, sir? Okay. The market became flooded. I raised cattle. I need 10K sector. Don't kick a man when he's down. Give us. Okay. All right. So no comments related to passive income. So I'm just going to continue. So opening up your small fleet can be very profitable. You do need the right trucks. You do need to look at fuel consumption. You do need to have the right drivers, in order to be profitable. And I teach all that in my mentorship sessions for those that are interested. I will link my mentorship sessions below if you are interested. Feel free to sign on board for the mentorship sessions. The next topic that we are going to talk about is investing in real estate. Okay, now a lot of you are probably going to give me some pushback about this, but I truly believe that real estate, long term, don't just look at the last 2, 3, 4 years. Long term, you can pick up some really, really, really good deals right now. When it comes to real estate, you kind of want that passive income. You want to, buy in very, very cheap, which you can do right now. If you can afford like a multiplex, 2, 3, 4plex, that would be ideal situation. And then renting out, top floors, bottom floors. I've seen it done before. You can use your hard-earned cash to definitely invest in real estate. There's a lot of pros in real estate. Yes, the market does fluctuate. It goes up, it goes down, but you can be extremely profitable with passive income doing that. Okay. Any comments about the real estate portion? Watch chasing it. If you want details, that's right. Okay. Do you always leverage with debt? Jumpstart. Okay. All right. Into the last one, the digital content. So you see the technology is becoming, more and more people are on their cell phones. More and more people are on YouTube or on Facebook or on the social media platforms. And one thing that we've noticed is, what we've done is we've kind of leveraged the YouTube channel that was, all of our social media platforms. We've kind of leveraged in a way that now we can do affiliate marketing, and now we can do ebooks and selling products. But you guys can all take advantage of that. So I don't know if you guys know, there's something called affiliate marketing. And if you do have a following, any following, we all have friends. We all have, a Facebook page, and that Facebook page has probably 3, 4, 5, 600 people. You can actually take any one of somebody else's products and start selling them or start promoting them. And here's a great example. So if you were to go on my channel and you were to take my dispatch course or the freight broker course or any one of our documents that we put together on truckingacademy.ca, or if you were to promote truckingacademy.ca, if you were to promote it on your Facebook page or your TikTok page or any social media platform with the affiliate link, whenever somebody buys a product that you promoted, well, you would get paid about 30% of that product. So it's a great thing to do. I mean, you can make money on other people's platforms. There are other people out there promoting courses on being successful owner operators, or dispatch course, or safety and compliance courses. So if you were to promote those courses, if you were to promote merchandise, or if you were to promote anything that somebody else is selling that has the affiliate links, then you would be able to make money on passive income. You would be able to make passive income by selling those products. So there you have it. I've given you 5 great examples on one more thing about the digital content. Amazon is definitely a big one, right? So if you could take a product that something related to trucking, if you can take that and on Amazon, and you were to promote that, if somebody was to buy something from Amazon, you are going to get some commission for it. So I've given you some great 5 different if you want, guys, if any of you are interested or do have a following, I will put my affiliate marketing link below. And there are, you can just grab that link. If you're interested in affiliate marketing, then you're more than welcome to promote any one of my products. And once, something sells, then you would get a commission for it. That's great passive income. Just have to know. So you have 5 great ideas over here, and you're more than welcome to utilize any of the free information that we have. So the dispatching from home, like I said, there's a free step-by-step guide to starting your own dispatch service. It's on truckingacademy.ca. When it comes to freight brokering, there is a 10 steps. There's a free guide there, 10 steps to launching your freight broker business from home. You're more than welcome to download that for free. Take advantage of any free documents that are on truckingacademy.ca. Make sure you are getting our emails, and once you are subscribed, every time there's a new document or a free document, you'll get notified of it. We went over some, opening up a small fleet that can be an option for a lot of you. I know I was an entrepreneur. For those of you that want to stick around to hear my story, I was just 21 years old when I opened up ET Transport, and I had a drive. I really wanted to make money, and I really, I was willing to work 24/7 around the clock. Started with two trucks. Started with my best friend from high school, and then we opened up ET Transport, and slowly over the years, we were able to grow our company into over 115 power units with 3 terminals, and there was a lot of hard work. I started off in dispatching. That's the first place that I started. I learned how to book loads. I learned how to negotiate with freight brokers. I learned how to dispatch my trucks. And that's, the same thing that we're offering in our dispatch course, because that's probably where the first thing that you want to start if you want to open up a trucking company, or if you want to open up that dispatch service. That's where you want to start, with a dispatch course. It'll teach you how to book loads. It'll teach you how to, negotiate. If you're in Canada, it'll teach you about the customs. If you are in the U.S., downtime, and I'm sure a lot of you that are drivers out there already know this. Waiting times, downtimes, working with brokers. That's really the fundamental of a trucking company. And then you start going into safety and compliance, and then you start going into recruiting, and then you start going into the accounting. But the heart is the dispatch room, the dispatch service, the dispatching the trucks, making sure that you're booking loads, profitable loads. That is, that's how I started off. And then slowly, obviously, now there's, multiple departments here at ET Transport. You can't do it all from the beginning. You want to start off being, one or two power units. You can drive part-time and also find loads part-time. Then when you get truck number 3, you kind of, step away from truck number, step away from the driving, and you're more into, recruiting the drivers. Again, for those of you that are interested, I mentor on all this. I can help you set up your successful trucking company. And if you need any help, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. Let's see some of the comments here. Best viewers on something. Okay, lease purchase is a scam. Making the payments for other yada yada. What is the best truck to buy right now for long haul? I would stick with Cascadias. Owner-operators don't need a dispatcher or a broker. You can get your own loads directly from customers. That is also right, but you are still going to need your authority. So even if you are getting directly from customers, it's very, very unlikely that you're going to get loads from customers from both ends, meaning that you can find the customers going from, if you're in Georgia, you can find customers in Georgia, but the likelihood of you getting dispatched to Illinois or Wisconsin and getting a load back directly from a customer is unlikely. So you are going to need to know how to work those load boards and find freight there. Do you guys hire Class 1 drivers for cross-border? I have 2 years of experience. You're more than welcome to call our recruiting. This session is all about passive income. Real estate, way to go for retirement. Yes, I do agree with that. Real estate is a great way to go for retirement. Ronan, my friend, and good insurance company for new authorities. Yes, truckingacademy.us does have a guide on the not new authorities, but for insurance. It gives you 5 US brokers and 2 Canadian brokers. So if you are looking for insurance, there is a PDF document that you can purchase on truckingacademy.us. Every single one of those guys I have used myself, and that's why I recommend them in that guide. Okay, I'm not talking about wide oversized loads. Can I be your personal assistant? I will make your life easier, and I can teach. I can teach from you. Rush, to be my personal assistant, probably not. That position has already been filled. But again, you're more than welcome to get any one of the mentorship sessions, and I'd love to mentor you on whatever it is that you need guidance, or how to set up your company, either a dispatch service or a brokerage service. We have brokers here at ET Transport. We have dispatchers here at ET Transport, and I've done it, and I keep doing it, and I help others in order to open up their own trucking company through either the mentorship sessions or even one-on-one sessions with me. So if you want to book a half-an-hour session with me, you're more than welcome to book a half-an-hour session with me. I'll put the links also for that in the comments below. So if there are any other questions right now, Feel free to leave the comments. There's about 5 minutes left. I'll take some questions. Hopefully you guys can gear them towards passive income on the real estate side, on the dispatch, freight brokering, or if you have thought of something. I know a lot of people talk about stocks. It's not my forte. Tried it a couple of times, lost some money, and I said, you know what, forget about it. It's just not for me. Hey, my big brother, I have planned to work for 3 years with my brother in trucking industry, then want to become an owner operator. My question is, can I get proper loads from load boards with a new MC number? It is going to be hard to get loads with a new MC number. That's something that I teach in my mentorship sessions. There are certain ways that you can find loads. There's certain things that you do need to do, but in all reality, it is going to be hard getting loads. You need your MC number to be at least 6 months. But there are ways that you can do it. There's certain tactics that you can do, and I feel like you can be successful. So feel free to sign up to our mentorship sessions, where that's something that I do go into detail about. I view you from Zimbabwe, Africa. Very interesting. One day hope to work with you. Maranj, thank you very much. How do you feel about drivers having their own YouTube channel? I mean, I feel like it's just fine as long as they're not doing it while they're driving. For me, it is a problem if a driver is driving and recording himself or talking to a camera. Even if he's not holding the phone, it still, wouldn't fly in our company. I mean, any driver can do whatever they want. So if any one of our drivers would like to open up a YouTube channel, they're more than welcome to. And I'm sure a lot of people have either a YouTube or a TikTok where they share their stories, share their, the day in the life of a truck driver. I think a lot of people, are interested in that content. That's not something that I can do. The content that I can do is more of, a day in the life of, a fleet owner, and more of, the stuff that I produce on the channel. But yeah. Okay, next. What do you think will happen to all these trucks which will be put out of service as of June 25th? I don't know of all these trucks that are going to be put out of service on the 25th. I feel like there's a lot coming into our industry. Do I think that, hundreds and thousands of trucks are just going to be put out of service? I don't. But that's just my opinion. Hello, Ronan. What AI website do you like to use? I use, I don't think I should be talking about the AI websites that I use. I'll go into the next comment. If you want, you can send me an email yourself, and I'll respond to that. Tell me if I buy a truck and gave it to the company and I get only rent as passive income, this is a right model. Well, Penske does that, and Ryder does that, and there are a lot of companies that just rent out trucks and then they charge for certain amount of cents per mile. That's a model that does exist. It's not a model that we use, but I'm sure there are a lot of people that rent trucks. Do I think that that's good passive income? I mean, you can give it a try. You can find, but I find that most of the time somebody's going to return to you a truck that is not, like, people treat rental trucks different than they would treat their own truck. So it's just like a rental car. I mean, I know how I drive rental cars, but if it's a rental truck, probably not going to be in the best shape when somebody gives it back to you. Next comment. It's crazy you opened the terminal in Atlanta, but not Houston. I tried to get hire recruiter, said it's too hard for you guys to get Houston drivers home. Are you looking to change this eventually? I'd be open to a conversation about it. I mean, there's a lot of people right now reaching out that want to use the model of ET Transport, and they have the income, they have the investment that they'd like to open up under our name. So we come up with some sort of mutual agreement. I know that we're in talks right now about that. If you have if you are, if you're thinking of opening up a terminal for us or with us in Houston, and you're interested in that, I definitely be open to a conversation about it. And yeah, small warehousing, and that really all you need is a recruiting department over there. and to recruit some drivers from there. But if you are, if you're in Illinois or Wisconsin, or if you're anywhere that is not in Georgia or the 3 terminals that we have, and are looking or have an idea on how to open with ET Transport, and you'd like to reach out to me and have some sort of a plan in place, I'd be more than happy to to talk to you about it, and to talk a little bit more about it. Do you lease your equipment? So the only thing that we rent out is our flatbed trailers here in the GTA, but that is pretty much it. All right, let's get some more comments. How can I get loads if I have a new MC number? Okay, you asked me this before. Obviously, I'm not. I told you that you can sign up to the mentorship sessions. Let's go. Hi, I'm living in Calgary, Alberta. I'm owner operator. Do you hire from this location? Salam. It all depends on how often you need to be home. So if you need to be home every week, then unfortunately ET Transport is not for you. But if you can be on the road for a few weeks at a time, then I'd be open to having a conversation with you. Hi, I'm interested to go load broker, but the problem is I can't take the course. For the problem is where I can get hired. I don't understand your question. You can't take the course. The freight broker course actually has, in the last module, it has the 10 companies that are currently hiring freight brokers. So I would recommend that if you are going to purchase the course, it does tell you how to find a job, and it also gives you options on how to be a freight agent for companies that are currently hiring. I'm looking for job driving. That is awesome. All right, any other comments, guys? Any other comments or questions that you'd like me to ask that you'd like me to respond to? Okay, please. All right, so I think we're pretty much done over here. I want to thank you all for joining the session. Remember, there are ways to make passive income while we're sitting in those trucks. There are ways that we can, part-time and leading into full-time. If you are thinking of one day coming off of the truck, dispatching is a great thing, because some drivers already know. A lot of the drivers, they know routes, they know how to plan, they know their ELDs, they know hours of service. There's a lot of stuff that that will help you in creating a dispatch service from home, or the freight brokerage, becoming a freight broker. So hopefully you learned something from this live. I'm Ronan. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed some of the content here, if you liked some of the ideas that we have here. And yeah, for those that want to reach out to me, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. Truckingacademy.us has all the documents that you need, and you're able to reach out to me through that platform. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you very much.